Welcome to Paperweights, the podcast where two self-proclaimed gym rats and shooting enthusiasts delve into the world of literature with a sprinkle of humor. Although their biceps could crush a walnut, don't let that intimidate you. They also have a nerdy side. Mike and Brandon have a voracious appetite for reading, particularly in the fantasy genre, and they want to share their passion with you. So grab your protein shake and your favorite novel and join us for a humorous and insightful journey into the world of books with Paperweights.
Welcome back to another episode of the Paperweights. I'm your host, Brandon.
And Justin.
And today we're going to discuss briefly the second book of Dungeon Crawler Carl, Carl's Doomsday scenario.
Yep.
I was kind of disappointed that I wasn't on the last episode. Really wanted to be there, but I had a lot of things going on. So, but I'm here for this one. So,
yeah.
We're going to be discussing the book in its entirety. Before we get into it, though, we are sponsored by Louisiana small business, Mudcat Whiskers. So if you want to head on over to their website, mudcatwhiskers.com, you can use code Paperweights to save yourself 15% on your men's grooming products, facial hair products. You can get wash, conditioner, balm, butters, oils. If you don't keep a beard on your face, they also have shaving creams and colognes if you don't do facial hair, and then candles if you're a woman or a man that wants to have their house smell good. So head on over there, support a small business, and save yourself money. So, all right, how'd you feel about the second book, Justin?
I enjoyed it. These books are fun, kind of fluff novels. I would say the ending made me more interested in the continuing to read them. But I'm not dying to. I haven't gotten hooked yet. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think the ending of this. I think this book was a little more complete to me than the first one. Although I think the pacing is different. I didn't know what to expect in the first book, and then it just ending on the third level was kind of. I didn't think about it as much, but just having it end on the third level, I was like, okay, well. But, after talking to Chris and you, it's like, well, it kind of made sense because that's when they get to choose their class and everything. And so in the second book, I was like, okay, trying to think of where the end point would be. And they start off by talking about certain things, certain next jumps and everything happen at the sixth level. So I was like, all right, so we're going to go through 3 levels again. And then it was just 1 level. So kind of not didn't know what to expect for pacing wise. Overall, I thought it was pretty good. Kind of divided itself into 2 distinct little quests, I guess.
Yeah.
And it completed those pretty well. It wrapped each one up pretty well. I'm looking forward to more with the Signet in level 6. It looks like she's going to appear on level 6. So whenever we get to there, that'll be fun to pick that back up.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, overall, I want to continue. As far as lit RPG genre, I don't know if I'm, I don't know if the entire genre is something for me. But Dungeon Crawler Car, I think, is a good representation of that genre, and it's kind of fun. So, if you want to experience that genre, I would recommend Dungeon Crawler Carl, as that's my entry point into it. But like I said, it might not be for me after reading through this series to continue on to other lit RPGs, but still having fun.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It just hasn't it's so wildly popular, it just hasn't really hooked me as much as I think some other people. Like I'm not dying to go read the third book, but I'm interested in reading it for the podcast, and then maybe that book will hook me into the series as we get more characters. We got a new party member at the end of the book, so as it starts to expand, it'll become a little bit more my jam. But it's not bad. It's just more like I'm like, okay, cool. Like if I didn't read another one, I'd probably be fine. But I'm also interested in reading more just because it's so popular, and I've heard it, gets more expansive and crazy.
Yeah, it's right now it's super easy for me to read and then kind of forget. Like
Yeah.
I tend to have the same tended to have the same issue with when reading uh Throne of Glass series too.
Mm.
They're fine. I mean, I've only read the first two books and then the prequel. Um, and so the prequel is the one I remember the most of.
Mm.
Um, I kind of remember the basic story for books one and two. Um, but they're fun. There's nothing wrong with them. They're fun. It just doesn't stick in my head as much as like Wheel of Time does or any of the Cosmere novels do. Um,
Yeah, they're doing different things. Like it reminds me more of like, I don't know, did you read any like Dresden Files or
no, I
any
didn't, but I think I made that same comparison to somebody where it's like it's easy to pick up and just go through.
Yeah, like it has like so Dresden Files is really good. We could maybe do a couple of those for the podcast if we need more kind of easy books. I'm not exactly sure, but it's a urban fantasy, which urban fantasy is really fun. But they're just kind of like those books are kind of like mystery novels almost, where like they have like a thing and then you know Dresden does it and solves the case or whatever, and then the book's over. And so it's just kind of fun, and it gets more complicated as it goes along. But it's just kind of a fun, easy read, and that's kind of what this reminds me of. Different genre, but kind of same. Kind of pick up and read, but you're not like, oh my God, like I need to know what happens next. At least for me, it's more like, okay, that was fun. I'll probably pick another one up maybe a month or two from now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, well, let's get into a brief summary of this book and then we can talk about a few things.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. So, like you said earlier, this book takes place entirely on 4-3. We start off, we get Carl and Donut's classes and race. Carl changes race to a primal, which is keeps the same like physical appearance, but he's like his stats can grow really big if he survives. I don't know. Well, I mean, whatever. Donut becomes a cat still, and she becomes the former child actress, which gives her Mordecai as a manager, which basically he like starts popping in whenever they go into safe rooms, and like he's like dedicated helper, which is kind of fun. And Kuro becomes the primal, I don't know, you got compensated Arcanist, which is more of his bomb shit. And basically 4-3 expands the thing. It's no longer just kind of like corridors like the first two. It's like has its own kind of more of an RPG now. So there's like towns and major towns and minor towns and blah 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 blah. There's also quests, um, and elite monsters and NPCs. Because we find out that basically there are since it's being broadcast to the entire world, there's basically it's kind of like Westworld. There's like TV shows within the crawl that the crawlers can guest star in and like do stuff with, which is kind of fun. So they get hooked into a plot with what's her name?
Zev.
No, the elf lady at the circus.
Oh, Signet.
Red. Yeah, Signet. So
Okay.
they get with Signet, and she has like there's this whole circus plot that that they resolve and get a bunch of quest rewards and stuff. And they're going to do stuff with her later because they're like kind of now regulars on her TV show. Um, and then they do some more stuff. They end up going to the Desperado Club. They go into another uh, talk show, and Carl insults the leader of the Orc Kingdom again, and his trailer gets bombed and blows up, but it didn't kill him because they swapped trailers.
So,
Um,
and that one, that one was different from the other talk shows that they were on because it actually brought them out of the crawl.
no, they're always out of the crawl.
They were always out of the crawl. Okay.
Yeah, it's just it wasn't they were on what Odette or whatever, but this was a different person. But no, that's why you remember when they were like, "Oh, this is like a boat or whatever." They're outside the crawl, and their stuff doesn't work, like their powers. Let's see what else happens. They get more quests. They get this quest for like a prostitution ring. People are dying in there, so they're like, and very GTA, like save the prostitutes. So they start doing stuff with that.
It also
Um,
kind of reminded me of season one of Dexter.
yeah, ice truck killer. Earlier on when they were on the in the talk show, they met with Hecla, the Amazon lady, and she's like, "Hey, when we went downstairs, because we all weren't in our same like starting party or whatever, some of us got split off, and one of them is next to you, and her name's Katya, I think. And could you help her out?" So they're like, "Sure, we're gonna do that." Long story short, a lot of stuff is them getting stuff, leveling up, trying to figure out this quest with the prostitutes. There's a series of trying to figure out whose it is. Maybe it's a lich or whatever, and they end up just blowing the guy up and killing everybody, and then it, like turns into a giant bomb. It was weird, but there's a series of events that turns basically into a world-ending bomb, and they're like, "Oh shit, we gotta run away." So they start running away, and as they're running away, they had set up bombs around the target to blow it up, and then they triggered the bomb, which killed and stopped the bombs. So they got all these crazy experience points, but then they actually didn't get it because the Boring Corporation was like, "Screw you, no," and they're like, "Shit, well that sucks. We didn't get
One
any."
person got the
Yeah,
one
one
person got
person.
the celestial loot box.
Yeah, one person got the loot box. They did meet up with the lady, Katya, so they have a new party member, and she's like more of a tank, which complements their playstyle.
And she has the Pathfinder uh,
Yeah,
ability, which allows her to find stairs, which is good. And earlier in the book, Carl is Carl the one that got it. There was another ability that
yeah,
said was it allowed him to read signs where settlements are.
I think so. Yeah, I think that
There's
was
something
because
similar, like and Mordecai said it was good, but not as good as Pathfinder. And so when he realized that Katya had Pathfinder, he's like, "Oh,
yeah, yeah. So you got a new party member. Didn't really have much with her because they were like, "Hey, you're under leveled, so just chill here while we go do the quest," and then it triggered the Doomsday scenario. He also gets, which is probably going to be important in one of the books. I think the next book's actually named after it. He gets the like this basically nuke that's about to go off, but since it's in his inventory, it's not going to go off. I think it's actually the name of the third book. Um,
I think is the name of this book, Carl's Doomsday Scenario."
oh, maybe it is.
Yeah, that was the name of this book.
I think it has a. Let's see.
Yeah, there was some type
Oh
of
yeah, no,
glass.
yeah, you're right. It's the name of this book.
There was some type
Yeah,
of glass that he encased that little bomb in that kept it from exploding. And so
Yeah, there was like a thing earlier that had that magic item that they were able to like enclose it into. But yeah, a lot of other shit happened, but this is an entire book. But yeah, basically two different quest lines that they did, which was the circus with the naked elf lady that had like blood tattoo army men that was cool, and then this like lich uh prostitute doomsday scenario thing at the end. With some more politics for like the outside world with like the Boran Corporation and all these other things and the Skull Kingdom, I think they're called.
the
That's right.
Skull Empire,
Skull
maybe
Empire.
Kuatine.
Yeah. So that stuff's probably gonna become more important because we do get confirmation that they're like I think it's next floor they're gonna start being able to like become like deities like buy themselves people from the outside are gonna be able to buy themselves into becoming deities and like they're also be able to buy themselves into becoming the faction leaders in that faction war for 6 or 7 um so we got all that shit to look forward to but yeah that's kind of it
Yeah, we don't
but
need to go
like
into
for like the
details of
plot
each of the
summary
quests, but
yeah but yeah that's fun.
yeah. Um, there's I have to say, and I'll just get it out of the way right now. My least favorite thing in the book, the least interesting thing, right now anyway, is the the war and the politics going on outside of the dungeon. Because like they're, I think it's because they're not giving enough like screen time for me to go, okay, start to worry about it and start to piece things together with it.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's more like I get the feeling it's just like, hey, know that this stuff is happening. It's gonna matter in like 3 books,
Yeah.
and then it's kind of like it's gonna be like a like I doubt they stay in the dungeon the entire books. That I don't know. I haven't read ahead or read any of the synopsises, but it just makes sense that they would do like a Hunger Games style revolt, and then that would be a you kind of need that. You need to like take down the evil corporations. But yeah, right now it's just kind of background noise.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. It's just that I don't know.
I mean, there's only
I didn't know what to
there's
expect. I didn't read anything up on lit RPGs. I didn't read anything on synopsis of these books when I just picked them up. And so I'm
yeah.
just like going in blind and I'm like, oh, well, this sounds fun, just going through a dungeon. Um,
Yeah, basically all the lit RPGs are they're based from a lot of anime. That's where I experience them from. It just means like you basically can have stats and like level up and shit in the real world. So like there it can be like D&D stuff. You can have stuff like solo leveling, which is really good if you haven't watched that anime. It's on Crunchyroll. Um, where it's kind of that thing takes place in like the real world, and then there's like rifts in reality that they go into to fight monsters, and monsters can break out and get into the real world. So there's just a lot of different flavors of lit RPG, but usually just means your guy is going to be leveling up, getting loot, and becoming godlike.
yeah, I described it to somebody the other day as reading a Twitch streamer playing a video game. Like
Yeah,
it's kind of like that because you're like, oh, you get to sit there and read them go through their thought process of looking through the menus and character creation and spell choice and looking through gear
yeah,
and stuff. And then of course like, the chats and then things that pop up and like new achievement, new quest and things like that. So Um,
Yeah, that's more prevalent in this than some of the other ones I've come across. But
but I have to
they
say,
usually kind of all have that type of thing.
and I have to say the audio book. I don't know if I would have continued reading these if I was just reading the book itself, without the audio. I think the
Mhm.
audiobook makes it to me.
Okay, interesting.
Um, have you've been listening to the audiobook?
I listened to the first one, someone audiobook. I think I prefer it reading, just because I can read so much faster than listening. And
I mean, I can get that. So
like, yeah, like it's well done, but like I just, it's gonna sound bad. I just don't care enough to experience it. Like I can just like and just really read through it and be like, yeah. I mean, I get the same amount out of it, but the audiobook is really well done.
yeah.
I do like Donut's Place. It's really good.
Uh,
Carl.
so a few of the world building things. So not a whole lot, but we do get a couple deities in this section. And you mentioned like, people can buy themselves into deities. I wonder if this happened in previous crawls. Sorry. Like Apito, which is a scout, skyfowl. They worship the Oak Mother, and then you have the Oak Fell, who's the opposite of the Oak Mother. Um, so that'll be interesting. That did add another interesting dynamic to the stories. And then I also noticed there was a an elven guard at the temple named Salvatore, and I'm pretty sure it was a named after R.A. Salvatore, the author.
Forgotten Realms. Yeah.
Yeah, Legend of Drizzt.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I think he was also the author that, spoiler alert for Star Wars,
I
killed
mean,
Chewie.
that's not canon anymore, so. In another universe, killed Chewie.
Yeah. That
Yeah, I see that.
was a bold choice for an author, right?
Yeah,
Kill off Chewbacca.
yeah, it's true. Uh,
Um,
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't catch the Salvatore reference. That's fun. Those books are fun. Yeah, Forgotten Realms novels.
yeah, I haven't read them, but
Oh,
I
they're
know the
good.
author.
Yeah, I like the first Dritz novels. They kind of go on and on and on because there's a billion of them. But the first like four or five are good.
Okay.
Um,
Maybe I'll get around to reading them someday.
it's like
There's just a
home.
lot that I didn't read. Like I didn't read the Dragonlance books. Um,
I like Dragonlance. I don't know if they hold up, but they're fun. Like they're probably like we could do those because they probably are like a couple hundred pages almost. They're kind of like those are like reading a D&D campaign, but they're fun.
well, we could
Like
try one.
yeah, Chronicles is what the first series is, and then Legends is really good. Dragons of Autumn's Twilight is the book. Dragonlance. It's a cool world too. Kryn. Oh, it's actually 400 and something pages. All right, never mind. Just remember them being short. Um, but yeah, as far as world building goes, I like the inclusion of like what do they call epic NPCs or whatever.
The elites.
Elites, yes, elites. That was a fun inclusion that they're gonna kind of be in all the different floors.
Yeah, the explanation of them kind of got watery and a little bit confusing, but basically they can roam the levels to go to different floors, and then they have the writers that do the quests. Like if they write a quest that involves an elite, they get really mad if the crawler kills the elite, like in the first part of the quest. because then they're like vying for views for their quests too. Uh,
Yeah,
so it's like multiple levels of people vying for resources and renown from the government.
yeah,
So kind of reminds me of like the cabin in the woods
mm, yeah,
type thing.
yeah, yeah. It really reminded me of Westworld because they have like their own like little
And that,
storylines. Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see another other thing. Celestial boxes are cool. They're
What
we didn't get to learn what that cloak did, but assume we will.
that was that the cloak that person got from the celestial box or
Yeah, yeah. I think it was a cloak. He got an item. We never got to learn exactly what it did.
and there's supposed to be like 60 something celestial boxes that were to be
Yeah,
awarded, but they stopped it right after they vetoed it right after the first one was given out. Well,
yeah,
they were given out, but one person opened it immediately before they vetoed it, so they couldn't take it back from them. And that was kind of funny because I think they said it was a very low amount, like across all of the crawls, there's only been so many celestial boxes given out, and like the most in one crawl was like three or six or something
yeah,
for the
yeah,
entire thing, and
yeah.
they cost a lot of money. For, so they're like, oh no, this is gonna like
Bankrupt us.
cause an economic collapse here. We got to stop this.
Yeah, which was interesting. Um, yeah, because we also got some fan boxes and stuff. There's a bunch more loot boxes that we get.
Yeah, the fan box is fun because like you get awarded a fan box and then there is a certain amount of time where fans vote on polls for what's going to be in the box.
Yeah.
So you can't open it immediately. You got to wait for the poll to end before you find out what's in it. So
Hmm. Um, other than that, just like the expansion of the world. So there's like now there's quests. There's actual towns with NPCs and stuff. Um, there's also uh, kind of the darker side with where it seems like the dead crawlers are repurposed as NPCs, which is pretty messed up. Um, so yeah, kind of all that. It's just more messed up world building, which was fun. Mm.
I got a sense that like if we talk about like the quest, the circus quest, whenever we met the bear, kind of reminded me a little bit of like Princess Mononoke,
Yeah,
uh, where they were like infected with a fungus worm type thing, which was odd. But then like freeing it, they were like, "Oh, thank you."
yeah.
Um, just kind of fun stuff.
Oh yeah,
It was a fun quest, you know.
yeah. Nothing too shocking from what I was expecting with the world building, which is fine. Just kind of more expansion of more kind of fantasy tropes. Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
but yeah, which I'm cool with.
All right, anything new with characters you want to
Um,
discuss? You already mentioned the race and the classes for our two main Donut and Carl. We learned more about Hecla, Lucia Mar, and Katya,
yeah,
and we saw a crocodilian shotgun messenger, but we don't know
yeah,
anything about them yet.
and yeah, that and there's like this shepherd lady that seems pretty cool. Um, There's like some crazy goats,
Oh
like
yeah, the
devil
goats.
goat. Yeah, I mean Carl
We
and
learned about
Donut.
her in the last one, huh?
I think so. Yeah, I think we learned about most of them. Um, where we just only met Hecla. I don't know. Carl and Donut, they're kind of constants, I'd say. Like they kind of just do their own thing. They have some. relationship building with like Donut acknowledging that the girlfriend's dead and stuff like that, which was good. But I nothing too crazy, I would say, for them.
Yeah, there was
Um,
a flashback, um, and it didn't explicitly say what was happening, but there was a conversation between B and her mother, and like I got the sense that B was gonna like get rid of Donut or something.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, there was something sad going on there with Donut, and I think there was a conversation with Donut and Carl where they're just like bonding with each other.
yeah, yeah. Basically, she was starting to age out, so it sounded like they were gonna get rid of her from
Put her
competition.
down, put her to
I
sleep,
don't
or just get rid of
probably not put her to sleep. Maybe I don't know. Give her away to somebody. I don't know.
her. That'd be very dark.
It would be very dark.
Um,
Um, yeah, I mean, the new lady, she seems cool, but she was barely in it. Oh, one thing that did happen that was important that I forgot to mention was during the race to escape from the bomb, Donut's tiara got destroyed, so she lost some stats, and I think it triggers something that's going to happen later on. So just a heads up that it happened.
it got destroyed, or did it just pop somewhere else?
It got destroyed. I think it respawns after it gets destroyed, but basically the big bomb shot out basically anti-magic beams and would blow up any magic item, so it dissolved that because everybody has to put all their stuff in their inventory. That's why Carl was running around naked at the end of the book. Um, but yeah,
There was yeah, the new chick is a doppelganger,
yes,
monster truck driver.
yeah,
Um, but it's fun. She's very bad at carving herself,
yeah,
and it's painful. What's funny is the fact that they were described it as being painful to do reminded me of Shadow of
last,
What Was
yeah,
Lost.
yeah.
I was like, oh, so ship changing is painful. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
So we do see her true face, and she was hot. So maybe a set up a little potential romance between her and Carl. Who
yeah,
knows?
but he just gets the ugly version of her.
Yeah.
And then you got Lucia Marr, who's a Lodja Bless, is her race, which is like a half skeleton, half lady, and basically night and day uh, swaps strength and magic as so swaps the physical attribute of strength and magic. Um, Half the day you're strong, half the day you're good at magic. And she
Yes.
has the right leg is a hairy goat leg.
Yeah.
And she is a Black Inquisitor General, which is like a triple class cleric, magic user, warrior.
Yeah. She
So
seems pretty insane. I assume we're gonna meet her sometime soon.
yeah,
The only other one is we got like the leaderboard of like popular people or whatever at the end, and
with bounties.
yeah, with bounties. And one of the old ladies was on it. It was the old lady in the wheelchair that Carl saved from like the reverse gravity thing in the first book. So obviously she chose something that would probably make her not be an old lady in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So I assume we're gonna meet her maybe next book.
You think she's still with the Meadowlark crew?
I would maybe I don't know. It's interesting. We didn't get any of the
Agatha.
crazy Agatha lady. Yeah, we didn't get any of her this book.
Yeah.
We didn't get yeah.
So
So yeah, go.
I have two questions that kind of something prompted me to question it, and I don't think it got answered. One, oh, I think one of them did, and it was what Lucia Marr did in the nightclub. They were like when they were on the talk show, they were talking about her and her goats were in a nightclub.
Yeah, they basically just. I think they said they killed a couple of people and wrecked the shop. Yeah, yeah. So see, number 10, Ellie McGibb. She's a Frost Maiden Blizzard Mancer. So pretty
Ah,
cool.
that sounds fun.
Car. Yeah, Carl's number 6. Donuts number 7.
Yeah, when I first saw that list, I expected Donut to be pissed that she wasn't top.
Yeah.
Uh,
We.
the other question I had
Mhm.
is Mordecai grumbled at one point about being upset that he was a manager,
Yeah.
and I didn't pick up enough clues to try to answer that question.
It wasn't. From what I understand, it's not done in this book because like Odette keeps mentioning stuff like he has reason to be mad or sad or whatever. But we're not giving like context for that yet. I'm guessing I don't know. Maybe the manager screwed him over or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's like a tease for next book. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I figured it'll come up late in later books for sure. Uh, yeah,
Yeah. Um.
I mean that's pretty much the. Do you have any more people on the list that you wanted to mention that sounded cool?
No, not really. Um. But yeah.
Did you have a favorite moment?
Um. Hmm. It's probably like the epilogue where like we get the explanation of all the we get like the resolution of like the bomb and stuff, which was interesting, and then we get like this kind of tease for the next book, and like we get all the different. We get a new party member. We get like a bunch of level ups, and just kind of seems like the next book's gonna be a little bit more interesting. Because like the prostitute quest, I was didn't care that much about, and they didn't really care that much about until it was gonna blow up the world.
Yeah,
So I was kind of just kind of lagging a little bit. I was like, oh, that's cool. But as far as like the action, like I think the action was fun. Um, like the bear fight was really good, and like
that
all that.
that was my favorite, or that was my first. That was the first moment where I said that's a favorite moment. Was
Yeah,
the fight with Heather the bear?
yeah, that
Um,
one was really good.
it resolved pretty well and kind of like, oh God, like it was a human under there, and you rescued her, and she was even though she died, she was happy to be free of the fungus worm.
Yeah, the Last of Us juice. Yeah, I liked them getting um their class and race and stuff, just because character building is fun. That's probably a couple of mine.
Yeah. And I
Would
gave
you?
my least favorite moment already. But what was yours?
I'm trying to think. Nothing really stands out as like terrible. Um, yeah, I don't really have a least favorite. I'm trying to think. Um, probably just I got probably just that prostitute quest wasn't super interesting or compelling. It got there at the end where like the world was gonna blow up or whatever. But before that, I was just kind of like, okay, it kind of feels like filler, and then like it became interesting because like there wasn't really a really fun bad guy or anything like that. It was kind of like, oh, we're gonna kill time for the level ends or whatever, and that turned out crazy.
Yeah, Carl and Donut didn't really care about it. They like it kept popping up like, oh, another dead hooker. Oh, another dead hooker.
Yeah,
He's like, whatever. And then like Gum Gum disappeared, and then he's like, oh shit, Gum Gum's gone. And then that's
yeah,
like that was when they finally decided, okay, maybe we should investigate this quest. Which I mean, yeah, it was kind of boring, but I could see that being like a video game trying to railroad you into doing something specific.
Yeah, they wanted that scenario, the Doomsday scenario, to happen, which is why they kept railroading. So, like I said, it was this book doesn't really have too many weak parts. It's more kind of like a plateau for me. Like it's all pretty stable. There's some a little bit of highs, a little bit of lows, but otherwise, it kind of stays like really solid to good for me. Um, yeah,
Um, Athletic feat. I feel like I didn't write anything down, but I feel like Carl did something um physical, like an attack or something. But
you did do it. He got the little like highlight thing where he's able to like chuck his grenades, which was pretty cool. Um, and he fought a bear. It was pretty
he,
athletic.
he did fight a bear.
Yeah. Nothing crazy like in Red Rising that I can think about. Just does have crazy athletic feats, but yeah, oh yeah,
Uh, I mean, I guess we got predictions now, but
yeah,
I didn't write anything down. I actually
sure.
forgot to go back and finish writing notes after I finished the book, but
Mm. So yeah, I'm trying to think for predictions. I think we're gonna at least meet one of like the big three in like other crawlers. We see Amar, Hecla, or I guess the goat lady. You're gonna meet some more like actual crawlers in the next book, I would say. Um,
I hope so.
yeah,
And we still have the lady from that group, the duo that has the item that can locate or spell or whatever that can look.
yeah, they might come back up. I think we might. I think it might be a thing for a little bit where we can get more party members every book for a little bit. So I think we might get another party member.
Yeah, you think it's one of the top 10?
Maybe. Just
They
it makes sense to start expanding the roster a little bit. Because it
like
was starting to feel a little small with just him and Donut. Getting this new lady, perhaps getting, I don't know, maybe the crocodile shotgun guy or somebody else. We also kind of have Mordecai, but he's not really a party member. He's just kind of a helper. But he's another good person because they need more people to be able to like talk to. So I assume they're gonna get another party member as well. Um,
Yeah, I feel like the Meadowlark crew is gonna they're gonna be allies.
yeah,
At the point, even if they don't party up, they'll be allies because they talked to Chris and Brandon like once or twice in this book.
yeah.
Um, so, but
And then
yeah, I mean, overall, I'd probably give it probably about a 7 out of 10. Just
yeah, it was solid. I enjoyed my time with it. Um, it is weird because like I can see why it's popular, but it's just not hitting me as much as because this book is so popular. It's series. I'm just like, yeah, it's good. I don't know. So
yeah,
I'm curious to see which book or if ever it will click with me. Um,
yeah. I'm not like awesome. Like, oh my God, I gotta pick up the next thing. I gotta consume this all. Like,
yeah,
if I stopped right here, I'd be okay with it too.
yeah,
Um, but I know Chris has like listened to them all like 7 or 8 times now.
yeah. Because
Which is it's just insane. But
he runs too much.
He has to do something while he's running, or he'll get bored and stop running. So
It's true. It's good. It's a good excuse to run, I guess. But yeah, and it's not like when I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, this is terrible, or I'm bad. It's more just like I don't have the motivation to really want to pick up the next book. Or like, let's say, yeah, like Cania's trilogy. I was like, when I finished that one, I was like, ooh, I really want to read the second book, even though I did like the break for this. So I'm totally down to continue doing these between books, between series, stuff like that, until we get bored of them or they get really good, then we have to do them in the main, doing back to back to back or something like that.
yeah, I'm down with that too. So yeah, speaking of Lycanius trilogy, next episode we will be covering. Um, we'll be doing a total, I think, of 4 parts, planned parts for this book. So the first part next week is going to be the first 11 chapters.
Yeah.
So um, we get to find out what happens with Caden, what happens with uh, Weir, what happens with Asha, what happens with Davian.
Mhm.
So and Terrace.
Eris, yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
Arc and Divide, yeah. Yeah, I've started the first. I'm at the chapter 5, and I'm enjoying it so far.
yeah, I'm not
Seems
that
like
far
it's
behind you.
starting to explain some stuff.
Yeah, yeah, not far behind you. Uh, I'm excited to continue reading. Sorry, my brain is a little bit slow tonight.
You're good.
Yeah, excited to get more into it and have that discussion next week and the next week and the next week and the next week.
Mhm.
And then yeah, we'll either but after book 2, we might I think we should do an episode of something else before moving on to book 3.
Yeah,
Whether that's DCC 3, or we talked about doing the short stories in A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, one of them per episode, an
yeah, we can
episode
do
per.
that.
So those might be good because I think we
Do-
both watched the show.
Yeah, I did.
So and I finished that up the other night. So it was fun. Get
Hmm.
back to reading it. I read the first story, which the show was written about, but that was years ago, and I kind of forgot what happened. So
Yeah,
the show reminded me of it, but the book is there with some illustrations and fun stuff. So,
definitely.
all right, anything else? Yeah.
No, no.
All right. Well, if you made it this far, thank you so much. You can hit that bell, that subscribe button, like, share, comment on here about why you love DCC. What makes Dungeon Crawler Carl amazing in your eyes, and you know, compel us to continue reading. Um, and
Yeah,
then on the other stories, the other episodes on other books, if you've read those, join in the discussion, start a discussion on them. Um, Feel free to share it with anybody. Helps us get out to more listeners and viewers. And then, of course, visit our sponsor, Mudcat Whiskers, mudcatwhiskers.com. And you can use code paperweights at checkout, and you'll save yourself 15%. And we'll see you next time.